Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries, your favorite channel where we dive deep into the heartfelt stories, rare confessions, and unforgettable moments between BTS's golden duo Jungkook and Jimin. Today's story is not just another K-pop headline. It's something much more emotional, something deeply personal that resonated with millions of fans across the globe. In the dazzling, often overwhelming world of K-pop, where idols are constantly under pressure to maintain a flawless image, moments of raw vulnerability are incredibly rare. But recently, fans were gifted with a precious glimpse into the emotional world of two of BTS's most beloved members. It happened during what seemed like a casual behind-the-scenes interview, the kind of segment fans often watch for light laughs or funny interactions. But as the camera rolled and the conversation unfolded, it turned into something else entirely, a powerful and emotional confession that would soon go viral across every major social media platform. What Jungkook and Jimin revealed wasn't just about a fun night out or a studio session. It was about a night of truth, trust, and quiet healing. With a gentle and almost nostalgic voice, Jimin was the first to open up. "It wasn't a night we planned," he said, eyes reflecting a mixture of fatigue and warmth. "We both just needed a break. The pressure of the world tour, the constant expectations, it was getting too heavy. We didn't even talk about it beforehand, we just kind of found each other in that moment." Jungkook, who had been quietly nodding beside him, added softly, "We sat together on the hotel balcony. No cameras, no managers, no makeup, just us two people who needed to breathe. We talked honestly and openly about everything, our dreams, our fears, our regrets, things we hadn't had the chance to say out loud for a long time." And with those words, fans could feel the emotional weight carried through the screen. The bond between them, something armies have always speculated about, celebrated, and even written thousands of fanfics on, was suddenly real, raw, and in plain view. That night, as they both described it, wasn't about glamour or stardom. It was about two souls reconnecting. They confessed that there were tears not out of sadness alone, but also out of release. The kind of tears that only fall when you've held too much in for too long. Jimin admitted that they laughed too in between those emotional conversations. They found reasons to smile, to remember the joy of their shared journey. And in one unforgettable moment, they sang quietly to the night sky. Just the two of them under the stars, singing not for fans, not for performance but for healing. "It was a moment of rediscovery," Jimin said. "That night reminded us of why we started this journey in the first place. Not for awards, not for fame, but because we loved music. We loved each other's company. We believed in something bigger than ourselves." Jungkook, with a look that spoke more than words, called Jimin a true friend, someone who stands beside you when everything else feels like it's falling apart. "He shows up," Jungkook said. "Even when I don't know how to ask for help, he knows." That night, he didn't say much at first. He just listened. That meant everything. For fans who've followed BTS's journey since debut, this kind of openness is almost unprecedented. In South Korea, and especially in the K-pop industry, idols are often taught to keep a strict line between their public and private lives. But in that moment, Jungkook and Jimin blurred those lines in the most beautiful way possible. They reminded us that behind the perfect choreographies and viral performances are two young men with real emotions, real struggles, and a friendship that goes far beyond the stage. Jungkook described how the silence between them spoke volumes. "We didn't need to fill every second with words," he said. "Sometimes the silence itself healed us. And then there was that hug, not for show, not dramatic. Just a silent, sincere hug that meant, 'I'm here. You're not alone.' That's what I remember the most." The confession sent shockwaves through the ARMY community. Almost immediately, fans from all over the world began sharing their reactions online. Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums exploded with messages of love and admiration. Hashtags like #JikookNight and #HealingWithJikook began trending, as fans poured out their own stories of friendship, healing, and emotional connection. What's even more touching is how fans started to reflect on their own friendships inspired by the honesty of Jungkook and Jimin. Many wrote about how they reconnected with old friends, or finally opened up to someone about their struggles because of this story. It became more than just a BTS moment, it became a reminder of how powerful human connection truly is. Jimin later reflected more on what that night did for their relationship. "We started talking more after that," he said. "Not just about work or music, but about how we really feel. And we realized we'd been missing that for a while. Sometimes we get so caught up in being BTS, in being perfect, that we forget to just be us. That night brought us back." And perhaps that's why this story has touched so many. Because in a world full of expectations, curated content, and highlight reels, moments like these remind us of what's real. Two friends, one balcony, quiet night, and a connection that words can barely describe. The story of that night has now become legend not because of any big event or dramatic moment, but because of its sincerity. For Jungkook and Jimin, it was a turning point. For fans, it was a rare and beautiful window into the soul of BTS. It reminded everyone that this group isn't just built on talent or hard work, but on real, unshakable bonds between the members. Bonds that have been tested but never broken. So what do you think? Have you felt the magic of moments like this too? Have you noticed how the smallest interactions between Jimin and Jungkook sometimes carry the deepest meaning? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your favorite Jikook memories. Tell us how their story has inspired you. And let's continue to celebrate the kind of friendship that reminds us all of what matters most. And of course, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a heartfelt moment. Thank you so much for being part of the Jikook Diaries family. Until next time, keep believing in connection, in love, and in the quiet moments that mean the most. See you in the next videos.